Alright everyone, welcome to the NC, which is the Not Credit 201 Algebra Support class. So this is the support class that is tied to the online Math 64 class that you're taking with me. This class essentially is for you to have more time, more virtual office hours with me to go over problems that you may have and then to make sure that you're keeping up with the class. So a lot of the homework that we're going to do still from the Math 64 class. There's just a little bit of homework here to cover just to make sure you're keeping up with the class. So let me cover a lot of features. I won't cover the syllabus yet. I won't cover the Confer Zoom stuff in this video, but I'm going to cover all the rest of the stuff here. So let's go for it here. So the discussions, there will be discussion boards, and they'll be typically about what are you having difficulty with, what can we cover in the office hour. So it'll be more of those kind of structures there. Alright, your grade in this class is a credit or not credit, so either passing or not passing due to you fulfilling some of the homework pieces here as well as the discussion pieces. Alright, the files menu, probably want to take you to here. I put in a few things here. This one you should be familiar with. This is how to input XYZ homework. Alright, this one, I'm going to open this up here. What I did is I went and I correlated, I hope this makes sense to you. I correlated the lessons you're going to do in this class, and they're correlated with the sections that are from the Math 64 class. So 1.8 and 1.9, dealing with inequalities, that is actually lesson 10 in the non-credit class. So notice not all lessons are here. I think we're missing 1 through 4. We don't do lessons 1 through 4 because that literally is pre-algebra. It starts on lesson 5, but then I kind of sequenced them so they follow our textbook exactly. So the Fridays that these are due are the same Friday that this lesson is due. So you will be completing both assignments. I'll talk about those later, but literally it's just 3 questions. That's all. I just want to make sure that you're understanding what you're doing in this class. You're keeping up here. So let's jump to the modules themselves when you log in. And let me give you the student view of things so you see it. Alright, as you log into here, you have the ebook. This is exactly XYZ all over again. Now, first things first. If you already signed up with the Math 64 class, you already have an access code through XYZ. Remember, the access code allows you to have functionality of everything in XYZ. So this course, even though it's going to be a different course, it is going to still be free because you already have an XYZ account through Math 64. And so the entry guide you should see, and what I did here is I pretty much put in at the most 5 questions, but see, all of them are just 3 questions. The first one has 2 more. All these are just 3 questions apiece. I just want to make sure that you are still keeping up with this course, and those 3 questions are really the easier type of questions and kind of just to get you started on that week's lesson. So let me leave out of the student mode. I think I should have access to, oh, there's a couple lessons we also, so 1 through 4 we don't do, lesson 8, lesson 9 we don't do in this class, and it's correlated to what is due for you on the Math 64 side. So let's jump through one of these lessons here. It will look like this. We're dealing with inequalities, and it's just 5 questions here. After this there's just only 1 question. So I have to give you work in the class to do because it's a class, but I gave you just 3 questions per assignment, and these questions are going to be very, very similar to the ones that you will have in Math 64 as well. Now for the office hours, we can go over these questions, but I imagine what's going to happen is we're going to go over Math 64 questions, and that's perfectly fine because this class, the main reason for this class is for us to have more virtual office hours. So you may even have a question that's almost identical to this in Math 64. Again, this is just to get you started. That's a pretty easy question from the inequalities. That's a pretty easy question from inequality. So I just kind of put in 3 easy questions from each of the lessons that correlate to what you will be having to accomplish the same Friday in the Math 64 class. Hopefully that was very clear. Alright, the net tutor, that's explained in the introductory video to Math 64. Not going to go over those either. Alright, so with that at least gets you intro to the class, and the next video will introduce you to the syllabus.